That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, buddy.
I had to clean off my teeth because I know there's stuff on there.
Let's see.
That's probably bad. I haven't brushed it
Ew.
yet. Yeah.
Good morning, guys. Hey, it's Thursday morning, and what's up, buddy?
Not much. How are you?
I'm good. You were sleeping yesterday, so I didn't want to wake you for Wednesday morning's vlog. Anyway, all right, so we're back at it, and it looks like you and I coordinated today. We're both rocking black.
Nice.
Good job.
Nice.
So what's going on?
Oh, what isn't?
Yeah, dude, this fly has been buzzing around all morning. Dude, it sucks. Hopefully we might be able to Mr. Miyagi it while you guys are here with us. We can... We'll see.
Wow. I hope so.
Yeah. All right. So what do you got going on? I know, look, there's been a ton of questions coming in. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Keep them coming. And thank you for your patience. We will definitely be able to get your question sometime or another because we're on here all the time. So just stay tuned and we will always eventually get to you. But thank you so much for watching and tuning in and following along with us. All right, let's answer some questions. Hopefully we can help some peeps out.
All right, the first question is, my question is about Diet Cokes. I'm addicted to Coke Zero, and I felt like it wasn't that bad for me because it has zero everything and not that bad on sodium. I've been off Diet Coke Zero for a little over a week, and I feel a big difference mentally and physically, but I don't know why. I'm curious as to why it's bad for my body.
Okay, we've handled this one quite a bit, and there are a ton of you Diet Coke and Coke Zero drinkers out there.
I'm recovering. I quit.
Seriously.
And I go back on.
Big time.
Taking this stuff right now, though.
We've got them switched over to Vitamin Water 10 now. But, okay, so let's address this. The marketing geniuses at Coke, of course, you know, it's wonderful that they call it Coke Zero. And, of course, they say it's got 0 calories because there's really nothing that can be metabolized by the body in there. Now, if you want to get technical, some of it is slightly metabolized, but really not enough to make a significant impact on the body. However, you know, it's one of those really tricky things because, look, we understand what we're dealing with more here is behavioral addiction. So when you can make the transition away from soda, which is going to be, of course, just loaded with sugar and spiking your blood sugar levels and, of course, taxing your pancreas, and, of course, that over years, especially depending on your genetic disposition or predisposition, can lead to diabetes. Making the transition over to Coke Zero or to these diet sodas, it's a simple, easy thing to do, and of course we still get that flavor, we still get that sweet that we crave, and so, you know, we consider them transition tools. Unfortunately, we kind of do what I like to call the Indiana Jones, where you pull one thing out and you plug something else back in, because you can't leave a vacuum where that addiction was. You can't leave a void there. You have to fill it. Because that's exactly, I mean, we as humans, that's what we're made to do. I mean, we're constantly searching for some kind of satisfaction, for some kind of fix. So, and that fix can come from whatever it might be. And if that fix was soda before, it's a really easy transition to plug it in. However, unfortunately, these diet sodas, when they take those calories out and the real sugar out, they're plugging in 2 extremely powerful artificial sweeteners. You're familiar with these. Of course, sucralose and ACE-K is what they call the other one for short. It's like acesulfame potassium, but let's just call it ACE-K. Anyway, 2 very, very powerful sweeteners, and those sweeteners, keep in mind, those are created by chemical engineers. And so I can't think of any time in history that chemical engineers created food that was better for us than real food. And so if you think about it, of course, and I always go back to this, you know, our food's changed more in the last 50 years than it has in the last 50,000. And if you look at the trends over the last couple decades, now we have food engineers and chemical engineers creating food that's supposed to be good for us or healthy for us. Really, once again, you know, we don't take a stance like, hey, this is good, this is bad, but if anything, I would just love to elicit those questions from you, allow you to do some research on it and make an educated decision yourself, because if you look at the background of sucralose, of course sucralose was actually found when they were researching pesticides, and that's how they came across sucralose. It's a chlorocarbon. And so You know, it's a really tricky thing, especially when you know, and they found, of course, in the process that it was really sweet, and it's some 600 times sweeter than sucrose, and so they can use a little bit in these drinks, and it's gonna taste really good. However, you know, once it was passed by the FDA for consumption here in the States, you know, it's gone through a battery of tests, and they found that, you know, in small amounts, it doesn't have that serious of an impact on the body, but really, who's to say the kind of impact it's going to have over a long period of time, and especially with these chronic and these chronic diet soda drinkers, after a while, and especially in some pretty decent amounts, it can really have a significant effect on the body. Maybe you could share with them your experience and how you felt when you were on Diet Coke and how you felt when you were off Diet Coke, because it is significant. How many people have we had write in who, after a week off of Diet Coke, all of a sudden they're like, oh my God, I got sensation back in my fingers, I'm clearer in the head, I feel so much better, but you went through 3 to 4 days of withdrawals.
Yeah. I was drinking anywhere from 12 to 15 a day. That's 12-ounce cans, and you definitely feel different. You feel like you don't really have the sensation in your hands, and your face feels weird. It's just not good for you at all, and you could actually, you know, you feel toxic.
Mm-hmm.
And
you
then,
are.
and then when I was off it, you know, for the first couple days, you know, it's still hard to try to get off of it and try to, you know, even though you're like, oh, I need something, I need to turn to something else, so I just turned to vitamin water.
Yeah.
And it's been helping a little bit. I like the carbonation, not as much. And that's the one thing that I did like, was carbonation. But
and you've sacrificed it with the vitamin waters, but at least you still get that sweet that you're looking for. And of course, this is it's sweetened with stevia. But you know, once again, we're also talking about the delivery mechanisms also, because you know, when we put food in our mouth, there's a few things that we need to take into account, that we need to kind of accomplish, and that's taste, texture, sensation, pleasure, smell, presentation, all these different things that really kind of go into the high aspect of putting this food in our system. So, you know, there's a lot of different substitutes for Diet Coke that you can get out there. And this is just a transition that David has found has been relatively effective for a while. But yeah, it's so important. I know, like, the final question she asked is why it's so bad for the body. Well, the two things I'm going to attack are sucralose and ACE-K, those two very, very powerful artificial sweeteners. And of course, when you do overload on it, it does become toxic in the body, because remember, it's foreign to your body. Your body doesn't know what it is, so it tries to break it down. If it can't break it down, it's going to try to pass through. But at the same time, a lot of it can still get through the gut, and it can start to wreak havoc on your body. So really beware of everything that's out there. I really encourage you to research it yourself as well, and you can find out a lot about it as far as tests that they've done with rats. As far as loading them up with sucralose and ACE-K, and of course the findings are a little bit shocking, and just a lot of the other things since it's been accepted by the FDA for foodstuffs here in the United States. So really beware of that stuff. And keep in mind also, when you talk about it feeling toxic in the body, it is. When the stuff starts to build up in there, as a matter of fact, also we've found that when you load on that, a lot of times you'll retain a lot of water. It's really natural for your body. What happens if you put poison in your body? It's typical for your body to try to bloat. Why? What's the best way to try to reduce the impact of a poison in your body? It's to dilute it. And so the first thing your body wants to do is dilute that toxin. So sure enough, the more Diet Cokes you're drinking, your body's going to try to retain that water. I tell you what, the best thing you can do is pull that Diet Coke out. Understand you're going to go through about 3 to 4 days of withdrawals. Just set a calendar, set the timer, and just make it through. Like, understand the steps that it's going to take just to make it through those 3 days. Remember, it's just 3 days. You can make it through, push a lot of water, and you're also going to notice you're going to flush a ton of water. You'll probably drop, depending on your size now, you could drop between 2 and 8 pounds of water that your body's been trying to buffer to dilute that poison. So, hope this answers some questions. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and I hope you got you guys thinking just a little bit. So anyway, have a wonderful day. We'll see you tomorrow.